Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW21, or its employees.
You're watching Carolina and Company Live. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your hosts, Cecil Chandler and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. We got a special show today. We're talking about family recipes.
That's right.
Every family, somebody has a recipe they passed on down.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot in my family, and I'm grateful to have some of my grandmother's recipes written out, actually, like in her handwriting. And what I've done is taken them and framed them and put them in my kitchen. Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
Anyway.
You know, everybody has that. And we've got 5 people here today.
That's right.
No, 4 people. We got 4 people, and we've got all kind of family recipes, everything from cookies up to anniversary chicken.
I know, and what I heard is okra perlo, and guess what? That gets me really, really excited. It smells great in the studio. I'm sorry you cannot smell it. But anyway, we're going to have a great show, but first we need to check out our weather.
Your first warning weather with meteorologist Zach Covey.
All right, well, sunny skies across the region, and these sunny skies will be dotted with some of these partly cloudy clouds at times, partly cloudy clouds. Hey, they're cumulus clouds across the region, fair weather clouds. Don't expect a lot of rain today, honestly. Live Doppler 15,000 has been scanning the skies throughout the morning, just not seeing a lot. And here's the reason why. Despite plenty of moisture being invected in from the southwest and the Gulf of Mexico, our closest frontal boundary is now, well, pretty far west. It's just entering the state of South Carolina from the Tennessee River Valley. That means we really don't have a lot of lift to generate showers and storms. Notice all those showers and storms are much closer to the cold front. We're still pretty far away. We are closer to a frontal boundary, which is pushing through Wilmington right now, but that's past our region technically. And that's why we're not expected to see any showers and storms from that this morning. You can see the model is depicting showers and storms very close to our region, just won't actually see it. Some clearing skies throughout the rest of the day, sunny to partly cloudy at times. And then as that front gets a little closer, 5, 6, 7, we may see some isolated showers west of the 95 corridor. I'm limiting rain chances to a 10 to 20% chance along the Grand Strand. And for many inland locations, the only exception would be west of the 95 corridor between 5 and 7 p.m. We're talking Bennettsville, Hartsville, Darlington, Laurinburg, Sumter. That's going to be the area that may see some isolated shower activity, but keep in mind it's near sunset, so you're losing that daytime heating, and that may also cause an issue when it comes to how much rain actually forms. So that 30% may be, you know, a little generous in comparison to what we actually receive. Clouds will stick with us overnight, a very mild night, temps in the mid-70s. That cold front will stall out overhead. Northerly winds for a lot of our region, but we'll also see some southerly winds still on the southern half of it. And that's going to create plenty of moisture, plenty of lift, and ultimately showers and storms area wide. Where the heaviest of the rain sets up, yet to be determined, but wherever that actually occurs, we could see about an inch of rainfall. That won't actually hinder the rivers, by the way. Temperatures in the upper 80s today. Look at this. We're talking the mid-80s for our Saturday, the low 80s. Some, like Myrtle Beach, may even struggle to reach 80 on our Sunday. Plenty of cold air. Doesn't last long, though. Fall-like temperatures are out of here. By Monday, heading into next week, we're still a couple of degrees above average along the Grand Strand. Overnight lows well above average, sitting in the 70s versus that 63. For inland locations, it's not only the lows that will be above average, but the highs. 81 is where we should be. We're talking 6 to 7 degrees above average next week.
Hey, welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. Today, talking about family recipes.
Yep.
Do you remember something that maybe your grandma used to make?
Lemon pie. My grandmother made, and she made it with condensed milk, I think she used all that.
Sure.
And I mean, that is the best lemon pie.
Well, and you still like lemon pie, so
I eat lemon pie every time I get a chance. When my wife's not watching, I eat lemon pie.
Well, my grandma used to make what she called, it was my dad's mom, she made it, it's called Mazzetti. and I guess it's a recipe she came up with herself, but when I was little, all I could say was machete. So as a family, we call it machete, and we've made it a few times since she's passed away. She used to make it all the time. It was my dad's absolute favorite.
That's cool. Why didn't you make it today?
In all my spare time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We've got a great show lined up today. It's always fun to put together special shows, and it's nice to go back and find family recipes and bring them up.
Well, they tell a story, and
They do.
that's part of what we're getting ready to
That's
find
right.
out. So stick around. We've got 4 wonderful family recipes coming up.
And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live, the special family recipe day, and we've got Bobby Sands with us. And
All
look,
right.
look at here.
Now I can smell it. I opened it. Oh my goodness gracious.
Anniversary chicken. We're going to show you some of that in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we want to talk about the recipe. And Bobby, where did all this come from?
Yeah, tell
Well,
us a little bit about it.
I've had it for a while. I don't really know where it came from. I've just had it for a while, and I've changed it up a little bit to make it mine, and passed it down to my children and grandchildren.
And so I'm sure when you have a family gathering, they expect you to make this, right?
A lot of times. Yes.
All right, now let the recipe. All right, we've got the recipe. We're going to show the recipe where people can look at this and see what it's all about.
Okay.
And tell it, there it is right there. It tells you about what's in the thing. What's in it
Very
and
odd
everything.
combination. Very odd combination of teriyaki and ranch dressing.
Right.
Cut a piece while you're talking.
Keep going. Tell us what else in it.
There's cheddar cheese, but I use white cheddar cheese, which is very hard to find down here.
Oh, that's good.
But you can get it. I'm noticing that the stores have it now, but for a while there they didn't have it. Green onions and bacon bits, pretty much.
Wow.
All right, how long does it take you to make this after you put it in the oven? What does it take?
It's 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, and it doesn't take very long to make it. And I've actually made it without frying the chicken first. But,
Okay.
But it's
You
better.
prefer it to kind of brown it up a little
Yes,
bit?
I do. And that's originally how the recipe
All
came
right, I'm
to
going
me.
to try to show this. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit.
Oh my goodness
and where you
gracious.
can get a picture of it right there.
Well, while you're
Wow.
tilting it, I'm going to take
All
a
right.
bite of it.
You're
How
gonna
about
take a
that?
bite. I'm gonna take
You
a
are
bite of it, too,
Let's,
yeah.
well, we can't at the same time or then we
Wow.
can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't talk with
I
your
don't
mouth
know.
full.
You want me to take over?
You take over for us. Tell me, you know,
Wow.
do you have a lot of family recipes that have been passed down? Is this something that...
Actually, I'm starting to make a family cookbook.
There we go.
Oh,
So, yes,
family
I
cookbook.
am. I'd like to, and I've asked my sisters and everybody to pass down recipes to me, put them together. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but I am going to do it. Before I go,
You're gonna have
I'm
it.
going to have a family cookbook
Well,
made, yeah.
I think it's great to be able to do something like that. I treasure those recipes that I have handwritten from my grandmother. I can look at them,
Yeah.
and so definitely do that. Make
Yes,
sure
I
you
know,
get that
yeah.
done.
That'll be very good. All right,
That's
now,
fantastic.
Yeah, how often do you make that, Bobby?
I make it a lot for company.
Do
I
you?
like it because if for any reason somebody didn't like it, and I haven't run into that yet.
No, it's great.
You can scrape
Yeah.
that sauce off and you just have a piece of chicken. So it's
Okay.
kind of a good company recipe. I
That's
think.
good.
And you could even fry that chicken up a little bit ahead of time if you needed to make it quick one night, too.
Yes, you could.
Well, I
yeah.
thought you probably cooked it a lot for Steve instead of just like, no?
no,
Sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, that's great. When you get your cookbook ready, you let us know because we'll tell people about it.
I will do
Because
that.
let me tell you,
That's very good.
that is very
And
good.
that's a great. You know, I'm excited to have that recipe. I'm getting married at the end of the month, and so here we go. I have something new to cook. John, if you're watching, get excited. It's really good.
That's right.
Thanks.
We
I'll
have,
see if I
Thank
can
you.
live up to it.
Thank
we
you.
have the
You
recipes
can.
here. If somebody's watching, sends us an email. We'll be glad to send you the recipes on any of those that are on the show today. Thank
That's
you, Bobby,
right.
for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank
And
you for having me.
don't go now. Don't leave.
Okay.
Just keep that here, okay?
All right, I will do that.
All right, we'll be back. A lot more coming up.
Welcome back to our special show talking about family recipes. I love family recipes because they tell a story, and that's what we've been doing this entire time. Right now, guess what we are talking about? Okra Perlo.
Yeah.
Okra Perlo. I love, love, love okra. So this is one I'm really, really excited about, but I've never had okra Perlo. Have you?
I've had not okra with it.
That's
I've
what I'm
had
saying.
everything
Regular
else.
Perlo,
Yeah,
of course,
regular
but
Perlo.
okra
Now,
Perlo.
Gay Talon's with us now, Darlington County girl, and she's been cooking. Now, she does a lot of catering. You've been cooking how long?
40 years.
40 years.
Catering.
Oh, catering and all.
Now,
Wow.
catering, that's a business. You've
I
really
started
got to know
cooking
what you're
there.
doing.
Yeah, but it's so much fun and it's rewarding. Hard work, but in the end it is quite rewarding.
All right, we're going to show this.
Oh,
Let's see if we can
my
get the camera
goodness
down. There we go. Look at there, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's talk about okra Perlo. Probably what you would assume instead of, the chicken or the sausage in it. You have okra, right?
That's correct.
Okay, tell me
Yeah,
how you
tell
make
them how
this.
you make this. We're going to see the recipe.
You take a cup of a cup of rice, cook it, and while you're cooking your rice, you saute the okra in some oil, and I add some chicken bouillon.
Okay.
And once the okra's done, you just combine the rice and the okra
Oh my goodness gracious.
and stir it together.
All right, now, did you come up with this recipe yourself?
No, this recipe is a recipe of Granny Sarah Coker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been a mother and a grandmother to our neighborhood as long as I remember.
Oh my goodness.
And
So
for
she
any
came up with
kind
this.
of family gatherings, or holiday gatherings, Granny Sarah, we knew, would bring the okra perlo and sweet potato biscuits.
Oh, man.
My goodness
All right.
gracious. And so kind
this is good.
and you know, everyone knows that she was going to bring this and you adopted this recipe. Does it taste pretty similar?
It does. It
Okay,
really does.
good.
She was a good teacher.
Is she good? All right, well, let me show this. Let me tell you, talk about this lady knows a lot about cooking and baking and doing everything. A cookbook. All right, now, Gay, tell me about your cookbook.
Okay, this is a Mem's Gems cookbook. It has many of my most requested recipes as a caterer in it. And it has family recipes as well, but this is my first cookbook,
Yeah.
and I'm in the process now of doing the second one.
All right, now, where can you find this? Where can these people watching want to get this? Where can they find it?
It was sold locally. In fact, I only have about 12 more left.
12
So
left.
this is
All
the
right.
second printing.
If they get in touch
Okay.
with me, I'll tell you how to get in touch
Yeah.
with if you want one of those 12.
Absolutely. And let's
Yeah.
give you a little plug for your catering real quick.
Yes, tell them where, how to get
What's
in
the
touch
name
with
of it and how can you get in touch
Mem's
with them?
House Catering. It's in Lamar, South Carolina. Telephone number 843-326-5258.
Awesome.
All right.
Fantastic job.
Thank you for being here. Wrap it up.
Thank you.
I'm going to eat some.
All right, that sounds good. Hey, guess what? We have got more coming up, and I think we've got some sweets. We'll be back.
Woo. And welcome back. All right, family recipes. That's what the special show is all about. And right now we have, you're 11, I think, right? She's 11 years old, and this is Emma Johnson. And
That's right. She's making
oh gosh, she made cookies.
Cecil.
These-
So talk about sweets. Cecil loves sweets, but
Yes.
this is now. Is this your recipe? Tell me whose recipe, Emma. This
My
is.
great uncle's mother, this is her homemade cookie recipe, and I got the cookie recipe passed down to me. I started making them a few years ago. They're really big around the holidays.
Mima. You call it Mima's recipe.
Mima's recipe.
All right,
Yes,
and they
sir.
are what kind of cookie?
They're chocolate chip. But you
Chocolate
can
chip.
also offer for peanut butter fudge or white chocolate macadamia, any kind of cookies you
Oh
like.
my goodness. Now,
Wow.
you know, being 11 years old and baking and doing this kind of stuff, you said you do a lot during the holidays. Do you like to be in the kitchen? Do you like to help?
Yes, I do like to be in the kitchen. It's one of my passions.
Is
Well,
it?
that is
What-
great.
What's your? Do you prefer baking or cooking? Because I find them really different.
I like doing both the same. They're both really fun.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's find out a little bit about you. I mean, where you go to school?
I'm homeschooled.
Homeschool. All right, so you get to stay home and cook and eat and learn something at the same
Holy
time.
moly.
These are great, I'm telling you. All right, we're going to show the recipe, and I want you to tell us what the recipe. There's the recipe. All right, tell us what's all in here for us, Emma.
Well, it's 1 yellow cake mix, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of flour, half a cup of vegetable oil, and half a cup of brown sugar.
All right.
I think I might could even make that.
I
This is
think
good.
you probably could. And you know what's interesting? Like, you know, chocolate chip cookies, they're all different. Every time you find a chocolate chip cookie, they're going to be different. These are more on the chewy side, which I really, really like.
I like the chewy kind.
Tell
All
me
right.
some other things that you like to cook.
Well, I like to make not just cookies. I like Italian food.
Ooh,
Oh,
me too.
All right.
What's your favorite, like
What?
spaghetti or something?
I do like to make spaghetti, yes.
Awesome.
Well, I'm a lasagna man. If you ever make lasagna, call me. I'll come over.
I have
well.
made lasagna
Have you?
sometimes. I make it in the crock pot.
Yep.
Hey,
Really?
That's very easy to do it that way.
Interesting.
Very easy to do it that way.
Well, Cecil, we'll get you Cecil's phone number and you
Yeah.
can have him over for
I will
lasagna in
come
the
over.
crock pot.
All right, I'm going to have one of these cookies now. I hadn't had one
Another
yet.
one, you mean?
I don't think I've had
How
one.
many did you eat before the show? We've
Before
even
the
got our
show?
meteorologist laughing over there. And our director.
This is my second
Everyone's
one.
laughing.
These are so good.
So, Emma, is this something that you would want to maybe pursue, like have a catering place? Or what do you want to do when you get older?
I really don't know, actually.
Okay.
I'm still trying to decide.
Okay, well, I think that's fantastic. And so you're homeschooled, which means you get to hang out in the kitchen and
Mm-hmm.
learn kind of at your own pace and your own level, which I love, and I think it's doing
Yeah.
good things for you. you.
This is great. I'll be on the street corner in a little while selling these cookies because they're great.
Or you'll be...
I'll be eating them one or the other.
Yeah, or in a sugar attack. One of the two is going to happen in just a few minutes. Thank you for being with us
Yeah.
today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Hey, we appreciate you being here. Keep up the cooking. Man, that is so good. These are great cookies. You know the best part about this show? We get to eat everything when it's over. All right, we got more coming up. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Caroline and Company Live. I'm telling you, if you ever have a chance to come sit in studio with us and watch the show, you will laugh the entire time.
There's so much funny stuff.
That's right. We are talking right now about shrimp and grits, a Southern favorite, and it's always done a little bit differently. Jermaine Austin is with us right here from Deck 383. First and foremost, Deck 383 is right down there at the in Wachusett, the landing.
Yeah.
And you guys are currently underwater, so we do want to extend our prayers and our thoughts to you guys first and foremost in the recovery efforts for that.
All right, now we're talking about old family recipes. Now, where did this recipe come from, Jermaine?
Actually, when I was young, I was just watching my grandmother in the kitchen. You know, not too many people could get close, but you know, I was young, so she would let me, you know, go in there and see what she was doing, and I always was intrigued by it. You know, because I never really saw her use any measuring instruments. Everything was just a dab of this, dab of that, dab of this. You know?
That's the way. Hey, that's the way it was.
Look at that.
And look at that.
So your
finished
take
product.
on shrimp and grits? Give me, you know, every shrimp and grits I think I've ever had has been different. Give me your take on it. It looks like there's some brown gravy in this one.
You can use different kinds of gravy. A lot of people like the cream.
Yes.
But I like the brown gravy. But the gravy is just the most
there's
complex.
a recipe right there how you put it together.
Milk, heavy cream, butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's the grits part. Then you have the actually gravy part.
Yeah.
Which is the most difficult part because you got to make a roux, which a roux is a thickening substance.
Yeah.
You know, use of butter
Right.
and flour.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
once you get the right consistency to the roux, add your gravy to it, good to go.
So is this something that your grandmother would have made?
Yes,
Except
it
she
is.
did make the shrimp and
Yeah.
grits, and so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's who you learned it
Oh,
from.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right, now,
ma'am.
how long you been cooking? Let me pull this over here.
I was about
Over
to,
20 plus years, Cecil.
All right.
The difference is you got to love it.
You got to love it.
You got
That's
to
true.
love it.
Let's
Everything
taste
is everything is about the love.
oh my
That's
goodness.
very good.
Yeah.
Holy moly, it's very,
Yeah.
it's really hearty, and you can tell it's almost kind of smoky. There's a lot of the soul feeling in
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I really
Very
like
good.
it.
I mean, people use different concepts with it. You know, you can,
course.
like I use bacon. Some people use smoked pork belly, or you can use fat bag, whatever you want to use to.
Yeah, sometimes
put
you
in
see a
there.
lot of tomatoes in it,
Yeah,
sometimes you
tomatoes,
don't.
green
This-
onions, everything.
Well, hey,
yeah.
I don't know
Fantastic.
whatever you put in here now. This is what I like. Yeah, don't
Hey.
change it for me. This
Hey,
is
guess
mine.
what?
It's
I
good.
gotta taste it again.
You got to taste it again. Well, Jermaine,
Very good.
That's
you,
right.
thank
We
you.
appreciate you coming on the show. You said you've been cooking since you were
Oh, little boy.
Little boy. And you love it, which is the biggest thing.
I love
Well,
it.
go down and
Alright.
see him at
That's right. That's right. Deck
Deck
383.
383 and
Yes,
check
sir.
him out, and he'll cook
Yes,
you up
sir.
one of
And
these
I've had
dishes,
y'all's
too.
food before. This is not the only wonderful thing on that menu. So
Oh, yeah.
great job.
Hopefully we can get it back
Thanks,
up
man.
and running.
That's right.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here.
Thank you,
Thank
Cecil.
you a lot.
Not a
All right.
problem.
All right. I'm starting to
I
get
am.
full. How about you?
No, I'm not.
Nope. Just
I'm not.
kidding. We'll
We're
be
gonna
back.
eat some more.
You know, being on Caroline and Company Live is probably the best job I've ever had. I come to work every day, and it doesn't even feel like work. And working with Cecil is definitely a highlight. You know, he's a crazy guy. He says all kinds of crazy things, but he can get away with it after being in the business for 45 years, and he can teach me so much. Every day I come in, I can learn from his stories and work towards my future in TV. We have a great time together, and how you see us on TV, that's how we are off set as well. We truly enjoy working together and what we do, and we thank you for joining us.
And welcome back, everybody. We've had a great time on this family recipe show, and
That's right.
a lot of great food, and we find these things. We try to do special shows a lot of times, and this is one I really enjoyed, finding out some family recipes.
Do you know why you enjoyed it?
I get something to eat.
Because we have lunch now, yes. No, it really is. And as I've been saying the whole time, it tells a story, and that's what family does, and that's what community does. And so, yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
really
people,
fantastic.
You know, to pass these down. I love
What
Mima's
else?
cookies.
Can you think of something else that
Cook
your
what?
grandma or mom or somebody made?
Yeah, bologna sandwiches.
Ooh, yum.
She was the first one to make the Pac-Man bologna.
How about that?
I know it. I was about 10, and she cut it, and it was Pac-Man right there.
One thing, I will not eat coleslaw but from anyone other than my grandmother and now my mom.
Coleslaw?
Best coleslaw.
Go to
How about
Russell's Raw Bar. That's the only place I'll eat
I don't
coleslaw.
know. We'll see. Russell,
It's homemade
I'll give it a
too.
try.
Thank y'all so much. We enjoyed it.
All
We'll
right.
see you next
See you
time
guys
right
later.
here.
All right.
Delaney and Company
Bye-bye.
Live.
Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.